Back in 1875, when Rovers were first formed, football was a simple game. 11 players a side, 2 sets of goals and 1 heavy leather ball. How times have changed though. For a start, we're in colour. And while it's still 2 teams of 11, 2 sets of goals and 1 round ball, modern day football is very different. From the facilities to the training methods, the kit and even the food eaten. Everything has to be right to enable the players to perform on a match day. But one of the biggest changes in football over the past 15 years or so has been in the use of technology.
Yeah, very important for our department. We rely on computers day to day, we rely on cameras, rely on getting information through technology, by means of technology in different ways. We use specialist software to look at the game in different ways and to analyse the game in different dimensions. So for us it's absolutely essential, and now it's a massive part of the coaches and the managers' week as well. We go from obviously the main things to scouting the opposition in terms of looking at how they play. So do they play long from the goalkeeper, do they play short, you know, how do they look to score goals, and then obviously on the flip side, what are their weaknesses and how do they defend. We look at who's assisted their goals, and we just try and break down absolutely every facet of their play. And then obviously on the flip side, with our own performances, we look at everything in terms of how many passes somebody's made, how many were successful, the direction of those passes, forward, sideways or backwards, and then also the success rate of those passes and where those occurred on the pitch. We try and take all the small details to get an overall understanding of everything that's happened. We've got an agreement with a company called Prozone. They basically have cameras installed around the stadium, and they capture every single movement, every single touch of the game. We can see absolutely everything that's happened, every single tiny movement, how far everyone's run, everything that's went on in the game. And that allows us to do an in-depth analysis after the game as well, yeah.
For me, it's a backup, and it's a fantastic backup to have. It's certainly a very, very good tool to have as a backup for what you see with the naked eye. I think from the science side of it, so from the high intensity, distance running and all that type of stuff, it's very good. I think from a stats and tactical point of view, you use it to your advantage when you get the opportunity to.
So this is an example of Prozone, so how we get our post-match data back. It's got loads and loads of parts to it. There's literally thousands of things you could look at within this product. I mean, if we click on Morton, for example, we can immediately see everything that he's done in the game, kind of on a summary. So we can see that he's run just under 13,000 metres in the game. So straight away we can see that as a comparison against our own players. We can look at that as a comparison against the opposition players. So you can see Morton's the highest bar on this graph.
I use loads of time to see my clips after every game, to see my physical stats, everything, and it's a good thing to know. Yeah, I think when you're dipping a lot, maybe it's because you're tired, or of course it's a good thing to measure yourself with not only the physical things but only the passing and everything you can get back.
We've got some players that will religiously come in after every single game, watch through all their clips from the match, look at their statistics, ask about their statistics, whether that's good or bad, whether it's higher or lower than their average. And there's some players that we never really see in here, but they all get exposure to it through the team meetings. That's the most important bit, really, when the manager wants to get a message across to the players, whether it's in relation to the upcoming opposition or with regards to a previous performance.
Can it make a difference between winning and losing?
Yeah, I'd like to think so, yeah. I'd like to think that is a key thing. Because it comes down to how the players play on the day, we can't claim the success of a win, or we can't be at fault for a defeat, and vice versa sometimes. But we see it obviously implemented, but in terms of the actual success, it's very hard to sort of quantify that, yeah.